Hey guys, I have a video here from our boy Hog. He's a friend of the channel, of course, and it is called New Path of Exile 2 Patch Must Hit. Of course, this title caught my attention on top of being a Hog video, so I said I wanna watch this video with my voice. So let's see what Hog has to say about it. I imagine he will try, like, what the title says to me is that he will try to establish that the next patch needs to be good because GGG has been under fire because of the way they have been handling both POE 1 and POE 2. So they need to come out with a strong patch to solidify themselves in this new ARP era that we are living in. But let's let the man talk and give his perspective.
It's been 4 months since the release of Path of Exile 2 into early access, and content and information from Grinding Gear Games has been flowing like...
Yeah, he's right, brother. He's right.
Come on, you piece of junk.
Like, yes, now we got the huge news that we are getting the Huntress and we have a release date. Okay, that is huge. That is great. But let's be honest, guys. Before this, we were starving for information. I was pulling content out of my ass, brother, because there was nothing to talk about. The game was not dead, but it was like in coma. I don't know.
It's Hog, baby.
About it, y'all. You got Hog. Thanks for stopping by. So look, we got this 0.2 patch that's coming up, and they've been just giving us little teeny tiny teases and stuff, which has, you know, made some of the content creators out there just come up with wild theories and wild things that they're telling everybody, like we're guaranteed 2 classes. And
I am one of those, by the way. But I have not guaranteed anything, by the way. But I have crazy theories. I have a lot of crazy theories. And my videos that are crazy theories, I say that right. Hey, this is a crazy theory. I have not guaranteed anything, but I have a lot of crazy theories about the patch. Hey, one of them became true, by the way. The Huntress became true. My other 2 theories is the Druid and Act 4. We will have to wait and see.
The guaranteed date of it's this date and all this stuff. And so I wanted to just sit down and see what all we've heard so far and what they hadn't addressed and the stuff that they need to address, or it's going to be really difficult to keep playing the game for a lot of players. But first, this video is sponsored. Thank you to boot.dev for sponsoring this video.
By the way, boot.dev, you are sponsoring everybody. Sponsor me, dude. I am starving over here. Sponsor me, brother.
Learn back-end development from start to finish in the Python and Go programming languages. Boot.dev reached out to me and gave me a code and asked me to try it, and I'm going to tell y'all, this is the best way that I found to learn how to program.
In fact, I will give you one better. Hey, Boot.dev, if you are seeing this, I've been wanting to learn how to program for a long time, and your shit looks fun, and I don't have money to pay for it. Just give me access to that shit for free, and we can work something out.
Dad's a developer, never had much time to teach me how to do any of this stuff, and this is where boot.dev steps in. The smartest way to learn the code is to make sure that you're never bored so that you can stick with it long enough to reach your goals. And that's why boot.dev made their learning system a game. You'll earn XP, levels, ranks, achievements, and complete quests to get a top spot in the global leaderboard. You'll actually code and engage hands-on, because everybody knows you can't actually learn how to code without writing code and building real projects. Go over to boot.dev and use my code HOG to get 25% off your entire first year if you choose the annual plan. Big thanks to boot.dev for sponsoring this video, and now back to it. All right, so to start this off, I want to read from the State of Early Access, February 7th, 2025. This is what was stated by Jonathan. 4 quotes here. Major balance issues with many player skills and builds, both too high and too low. Not enough character build options, including build defining uniques. in-game progression balance is off and not enough cool things to find in the end game. Okay, so let's keep that in mind going into what we're seeing. So what we've saw so far, what they've addressed, okay, they've doubled down on the bad tower mechanic, which a lot of players don't like.
I already made like an hour and a half video ranting about fucking towers. I won't do it again, but I will just summarize it. I personally don't think towers are that bad. What people hate the most about towers is the precursor tablet system, that you can detach it from the towers themselves if you like to or you want to. And the other problem they have with is the layouts. You can also improve that. Me personally, I think that the change they make to towers is a good change. But a lot of people hated the change, and at some point, even if there are people like me that like it, but the majority of people don't like it, you as a developer need to have the insight to address the problem, right? For example, if you have 10 people and I am the one who likes it and the other 9 don't like it, maybe this needs to be addressed, right? So yeah. Even if I don't think it is a problem, if the vast majority of people think it's a problem, maybe it should be addressed. That is what I'm saying.
They brought out some new uniques. We'll look at those in a second. They've brought out the weapon lock, which is a feature that a lot of players in my community don't use. I've got one character that uses it. Some people use it, but a lot of people don't use it. So,
but this is a great feature, Hawk. This weapon lock. It is awesome because of that. Because one of the reasons people don't use it is because you needed a different weapon to use it. They notice this, like, oh, people are not using the swap weapon mechanic or the weapon swap mechanic. And one of the reasons was because you needed to buy another weapon. People don't want to do that. But now the fact that you can do it with just one weapon, I believe that people will start using it a bit more, because likely a lot of guides that YouTubers are going to make are going to include the weapon swap mechanic, because now you don't need another weapon. And they are going to explain to people how it works, and people will start using it more. I believe this was an awesome new feature. I think they did it great with this.
Okay, cool. Then they bring out these support gems. And a lot of these are just consumes fully broken armor on enemies within range to trigger Batter Shout. Batter Shout deals physical area damage based off the broken armor of the target which the explosion was triggered from.
I have mixed feelings about that skill. By the way, am I feeling that my brother Hawk is being a doomer in here? Brother Hawk, the game is going to be awesome, dude. Let them cook. I believe that the reveal in the 27 is going to be really fucking good. Of course, I believe he made this video before the announcement for the Huntress. So maybe that affected the thing. Maybe he's more positive now that they announced the Huntress. Maybe it is not enough for him. But we will have to wait to the 27 to see. But talking about this gem in particular, I have mixed feelings, because I think it is awesome in terms of they are giving more support to Warcries. My first character ever was a Warbringer, so I really like the Warbringer. They are giving support to Warbringer stuff with this support gem. That is awesome. The problem is that this support gem has an scaling effect based on the amount of broken armor that the mob that you are hitting has. Which means it is good for Warbringer, because Warbringer breaks armor, right? The problem is that the Warbringer has a node for breaking armor that takes armor into the negatives. You can break armor into the negative armor of mobs and bosses and everything. But this support gem doesn't allow you to take advantage of the negative broken armor. So why the fuck do you give me a support gem that is catered towards my ascendancy and my class, and then you restrict the coolest thing about it? Now I probably don't want to take it, or if I take it, it is not the best it could be, because you establish this stupid restriction. Just give it to me, dude. What is the problem? Give it to me. If it is for my class, give it to me. I hated that they did that shit.
I suggest you aim for the head.
Successfully executing perfect timing with supported skills gains perfection. All perfection is lost on failing to
That one sucks dick, by the way. The perfection one sucks very big dick. Like, I don't even know if people like the perfect timing skills. Right now, I think we have the perfect strike and a snipe. I don't know if we have another one.
Understandable. If you're
Perfect
into
strike is not that bad. It is
But the trial
actually cool.
yet
But a snipe, it is a pain in the ass to time it. I don't know. Like, I appreciate that they are trying to come up with something new and cool and original. But I don't know if people actually like that playstyle, considering that mobs are cracked. Like, these abilities could work in a boss if you time your strike in a window where the boss is doing a mechanic and you can do it. But to farm a map, you would have to fundamentally change how the game plays, because while you are there charging an arrow, the mobs that are cracked and on methamphetamine and are going at 200 miles per hour, they are going to fuck you in the ass while you are like that, like an idiot charging an strike, you know. So if they want these abilities to work, they have to slow down the game, unless they are not intended to farm and only for bosses. But still, the perfect strike is really good for bosses, let's be honest. But we will have to wait and see what happens.
Execute any perfect timing. So you fuck up one time, it's over. Okay. What does perfection do? Well, it lasts for 6 seconds to stack up to 3 times, granting 5% more damage per stack. Okay. So 15% more damage, but you got to be precise at all times. Okay. So
This could be good if you are going to take that buff towards another ability, because 15% more damage is more, not increase. It's good. So if you have an ability where you already have all the linked gems and you want to use that one ability more, what you do is you get a second ability, which in this case could be a snipe or perfect strike. On that ability, you slot perfection. You do the consecutive perfect strikes, perfect timings, and then that buffs the one ability that is already fully linked, and you get 15% more on that one. I can, if it works like that, I can see it being useful to use more a different ability. For example, something like a Hammer of the Ancients. But if not, it sucks, and still it is a lot of setup. Hitting 3 times in a row without missing, and the window is only 6 seconds. Maybe if the timer doesn't reset the second and the third time, by the time you hit the third perfect strike, the first one is going to be like almost falling off. So they need to refresh the duration. I would think so. So it depends a lot of how it is going to work, if this ends up being good or not. But I am more towards the side that it won't be good.
oh, that's a great choice. Oh, they're updating the visual and audio fidelity of POE 2. There's there's what the essence looks like. Okay, I don't know how y'all are feeling so far, but
Not feeling good.
I really hope the stuff they hadn't shown yet is just gonna blow our fucking dicks off. Because this right here,
I am also hoping that, dude. I feel you. But like the stuff that they have been showing so far, you think it's not enough. Well, at least they showed the hunters already, right? That is a new class that is really good. But I am still hoping for more. Like I told you guys, I am still hoping for, and I think it will happen. And I am hoping for Act 4, dude. I am hoping for Act 4. I am still holding hope that we will get the druid. My hope went down with the announcement because they only announced Huntress, and why wouldn't they announce both of them? But my hope went from 100 to 5 for the druid. But hey, there is still something. The druid can still happen. But hey, that isn't all the biggest stuff that can happen. There can happen a lot of big stuff, like new ascendancy, the third ascendancy for all the current classes, for example. The Act 4, a new endgame activity, reworked endgame, better Atlas system for the endgame, improvements to the current mechanics, balance changes, new uniques, new builds, new skills for the current weapons that we know that are missing some skills. A lot of new support gems. Like, the patch can still be really, really fucking big. So let's see what they show us on the 27th. I am still hopeful that it will be good, because they were really confident when they said, they said it several times and they were confident. No, 6 to 12 months. Of course, I never believed that this year is not going to take 6 to 12 months. But if they think it is going to take 6 to 12 months, it means that or they have a lot of this stuff done, or it is not that, I don't know. Yes, they have a lot of this stuff done, right? They are confident that they can do it. So if they want to meet even an 18-month to 2 years mark, this every patch needs to be big. Every patch needs to have a lot of content. I believe this will be a big patch, brother. People are doing too much, in my opinion. But hey, I also don't blame them for being doomers, because
I think you'll like
as my
this
brother
next
Hobby is
one.
saying in here, we haven't been getting a lot of information.
Lightning strikes at your heart.
I'm gonna work like aim shot for hunting. Wow, what you control when to release perfect for purpose. The thing is that you don't control when to release it. That is a thing with perfect timing, that you have to release it when they say. You think they're gonna change any current ascendancy like the Batman? They are for sure going to not change necessarily, but improve balance stuff around with ascendancies 100%, like nerf, buff, stuff like that. Maybe change something that isn't hitting. Like, I don't know if they will change the 20 slot bag that you get with the Titan, but they will for sure balance the skill tree, move the stuff around in the passive skill tree, stuff like that. That shit is going to happen 100%. Like, there are a lot of minor stuff that people don't see as big, but when you add all of them up, it is big. It actually changes the game, and I think all of that will happen. And that is like that. The improvements to the ascendancies, improvement to the passive skill tree, improvements to the Atlas skill tree, to the Atlas, the map, to the mechanics, to all of that shit, to itemization, new items, stats, buffing or nerfing armor and spirit shield, the affixes, maybe they address the rarity bullshit. Like, there is a lot of stuff, you know, there is a lot of stuff that can happen, and we don't know until they show the patch notes, you know. Of course, we go for the biggest stuff in the hype chat. We go for the biggest stuff. Show me the druid, show me the act 4, show me a third class, introduce 3 new classes all at once. Show me the, I don't know. We don't the duelist, the marauder, I don't know, the templar. Give me something, dude. Right? That is, give me the act 4, the act 5. That is what we want the most, right? But there are a lot of other, in quotes, smaller things that when you add all of them up, you get a big patch. Nerf this.
Here ain't gonna cut it. We've been waiting for a long time. We need a balanced patch. The economy's out of control. Nobody's logging in. There's 20,000 players right now. There used to be 575,000. It's supposed to be early access. You're supposed to be getting updates. You figure we at least get small updates. And so now we've got this trickle out content, trickle out information shit that GGG does. And I don't think the hype's really working this time. We heard about ascendancies, okay?
For me, it is working. I am really hyped, by the way. I am really fucking hyped for the patch.
This is going to be well, we didn't hear about ascendancies. They teased a picture of an ascendancy. They said we're going to have some new ascendancy classes. This is for the mercenary, obviously. And my impression of this is he's going to have another mercenary, another dude, another hired hand that he sends out, like Valkyrie from D2. That's what I'm assuming. I mean, I know people are looking at this ballista here and this other stuff, but he's, this guy, he's pointing for this guy to.
I'm assuming the ballista support too, like for both things, from the ballistas and for the minions, and for the companion. I am aiming for both things. And hey, I want to play a ballista build, so fine by me.
Go here and charge, and that guy's going. So that's what I think it's going to be. Countless wars that left you with skills somewhat resembling a decent officer. Yep, that's what that's going to be. All right, let's talk about the uniques. The shield is, all right. I'm not a shield guy, so I'm not going to shit on the shield. I think this is the best one they got. This
That
one
helmet
here's,
is really,
okay.
That helmet is looking like it can create some crazy build, because there is a lot of OP stuff in the tree related to low life. Of course, the tree can change. It will probably change. But if they are introducing a unique that interacts with low life, I wouldn't think they are going to take out the low life stuff. I think this helmet is good. I think this
Worthy
helmet is
of
good.
praise.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna shit on that. We got apparently some Atlas skills, but we don't know what they are. They just show us a picture. It's so fucking annoying, to be honest with you. But dude, seriously, we like GGG. We want to love your game. We want to play your game. We want to do it all the time. We want to be obsessed with it. But you literally come out with this new game that we're all freaking out about, and you don't give us any goddamn anything, nothing to even talk about. You just
Dude, I have to agree with my brother Hogan here. Like, yes, he's being a doomer. He's complaining. I understand that. But at the same time, he's right, dude. Like, the teasers they have been doing are really weak teasers, dude. Like, yes, now that we have the Huntress, hey, that is a strong one. They gave the release date. They announced when they are going to announce, like the announcement of the announcement. What is that shit? But okay. So yes, we now have the Huntress, okay, and the release date and all of that, but still, dude, the teasers are weak. Like, it is true that they went radio silent for too long. It is true that they went, not even Diablo 4 that sucks dick does that, dude. So they are starting to ramp up. I am seeing that the Twitter account is starting to post like every day. I believe they just went through a rough patch between getting to Joggle, between POE 2 and POE 1, and they are starting to get into the flow, you know. Because now we see that the Twitter account, for example, is tweeting once a day. They are engaging a little bit more. They brought back the showcase for a bill and stuff like that. So let's hope things improve in that department. I am not a doomer about the game. I think the game is fucking awesome. I think everything is going to be fine. But I do agree with my brother Hogan here that they need to ramp up the communication, dude. And I hope it is what I'm saying, that they had to ramp it down because they were in a lot of, I don't know, it was a tumultuous time for the company after POE 2 released. But hey, you have to get in the flow and start giving us more, you know.
surprise, I could draw you a picture of a really sick ass 20-foot bass boat and show you this is what I have. But if I don't show you, you don't know shit. Like, why can't you show us that? Tower endgame changes, not cool. And then some more support gems. If supported skills would gain extra damage of any other type, they gain extra cold damage instead. Well, let's just look at this here together.
I think if they're quiet, it's usually because they are working and don't have much to say, not doing it maliciously. Oh no, I agree with you. I agree completely with you, and that is probably the case. The thing is that you have to try to say something, because when you go completely radio silent, people forget about you, and that is the worst thing that can happen. Like, it is better if people hate it and talk about it than not talking about it, you know. So if you want to keep people engaged, not go completely radio silent, you know.
They strike with dark
That one looks cool.
Does that look cool to anybody?
Yes, to me it looks cool.
I mean, the shills will say it's the most amazing thing they've ever seen in a game ever. But realistically,
I am not saying it is the coolest shit I have ever seen in the game ever, but I think it is cool. I think it is a cool ability.
like, these are, like, I'm sorry, these are just not. Okay, you turn your fireball into cold. This is like elementary school basic ARPG stuff right here. Let's go to the uniques. So this has been a topic of conversation a lot. And it's pretty laughable, actually. If you shield the game, you'll talk about how amazing these helmets are. Oh my God, thank you so much. Two new uniques. But if you actually like look at these helms here, or helm and the hammer, the helm can't use chest armor, the most important piece for defenses and shit that a warrior uses chest armor. You can't use it. So you can wield two-handed axes, maces, and swords in one hand, which you could take a keystone passive to do the same thing.
I think that unique is cool in terms of maybe it will suck. I don't know if it will be useful. It probably won't be useful because of the drawback is a big drawback, you know. So it probably won't be useful. But I think the idea behind it is cool. You are a gladiator, you are open chested in the battlefield. You do your shit, everything is cool. Can it suck? Yeah, but it is also cool. You are two-handed stuff. You don't have the drawback of the actual two-handed stuff. If you guys don't know, if you want to two-hand a sword, axe, or mace right now, and you take the node in the skill tree, the Giant's Blood node, to take this, you need to get triple the requirements for the weapon. So if a weapon takes 200 strength, you need to have 600 strength. It is really hard to get that amount of strength. So with this, you don't need that. You are sacrificing a different thing. In this case, you are sacrificing your chest piece to get the 200 shit instead of getting all the attributes. I think conceptually it is a cool idea. We have to wait and see in practice. The majority of uniques in any game always end up sucking. It is like in a card game where you have like for 200 cards, everyone uses the same 50 cards and all the other 150 cards are useless and nobody never uses them. Uniques are like that in ARPG games. And it is not the fault of the designer. It is how it works. People figure out what works, what don't work, and they discard everything else, and there is nothing you can do about it. You need drawbacks on items, honestly. Like you said, it will come down to whether it can be used or not. Exactly. There are a lot of people that say that drawbacks in items is bad. But no, drawbacks in items is what give you a choice. The drawbacks is what makes you think if you want to get it or not. For example, and this node is the perfect explanation for this. The Resolute technique. The Resolute technique says your hits can't be evaded, so you will never miss an enemy. You will always hit them. And then it says never deal critical hits. Very big drawback. You won't crit ever, but you will also not miss ever. So if this not said, your hits can't be evaded and nothing else, everybody will take it because it is a 100% always all the time. It is a good choice. You will always get something good out of this. This is a net positive, right? But now since they are telling you, hey, you won't deal critical hits, now you have to think about it. Well, I have to go with an skill that has low crit, or maybe I don't invest into crit and I forget about critting because what I want is not miss. Now you have to think about it. So that is good design. I understand that there are times where they go too heavy-handed. For example, there is a part in here in the tree for the warrior that you get 12 increase attack damage and then 1 reduce attack speed, and they continue. Increase attack damage, reduce attack speed. Increase attack damage, reduce attack speed. Increase attack damage, reduce attack speed. I understand that in these small nodes, it feels like, hey, you are fucking me in the ass. In this case, maybe they can remove the reduce attack speed, just give me the damage, right? But in cases like big things like this, the drawback needs to be there, because if it is just good things, you are going to take it 100 out of 100 times. So it is good design to put drawback in there. You just have to think a little bit about it. Yo, Carlo, my dude, how you doing, brother? I am great, dude. I am great. Like, I am feeling better than yesterday. It is just that my voice is a little bit more fucked up, but my body is feeling better. Why not while wielding quarter staff? Please, no, that is stupid, dude. What are you thinking at? Like, going around with 2 fucking sticks. That is like the stupidest thing I have ever heard, dude. Fuck quarter staff. Fuck that shit.
Okay, so there was a lack of build defining uniques, and so we got some new uniques that aren't build defining. Okay, and then for the hammer, 50% increased mana regen rate. A lot of the comments on this were a lot of warriors don't have mana, Like their mana's all reserved, so the mana regen rate's stupid.
I did that with my warrior. I took the blood magic node, where since mana is stupid for the warrior, I took this node right here. Blood magic removes all mana and skill mana cost converted to life cost. So you don't use mana, you just use life as if it was mana. Because mana is stupid for the warrior. So that is true. Like, why the fuck are you giving me mana regeneration on a mace? That is stupid, dude.
Stupid. And the random shrine buff every 10 seconds, that's some straight Diablo 3 robbery right there. And a lot of the shrines are poo-poo. Like, imagine.
Yeah, there are a lot of shrines that are really good. So I hope this shit doesn't give you, like, the worst one that they can give you is the one that transforms everything that is dropped by monsters to gold. Because then you will lose stuff that is converted to gold. You don't want that one. And yes, you can come up here and click above and delete it. But how annoying it is having to check out your buff to see if it is the gold one to take it away. That is the annoying, most annoying fucking gameplay I have ever heard of. Nobody's going to want to do that. You would prefer to just use something else where you don't have to do that. So a lot of this will come down to if you can get or not the gold shrine buff.
Show me your expression.
Having your gold buff, your gold shrine. Cool. No one's using this. And the attack, and the 10% reduced attack speed has a lot of guys mad too. Why is everything slowing down? Why is everything slowing down? So that brings me to, things that we've not heard about that hopefully we're going to hear about as they release the big content showcase or whatever. Item currency drop balancing. So we need some balance there. You shouldn't farm 10 hours in in-game and not get jack shit. Even if you've got 600,000 fucking magic pine. We didn't hear about crafting changes because there's no crafting in the.
I really don't have that big of a problem with that because if you ramp up that, the economy will also ramp up if you are in trading. But this will help out a lot to SSF people. So in that case, do it, right? Because if the economy is going to just adapt to this, no harm, and you will be helping SSF players that need the currency to craft, but let's be honest, to gamble on their gear,
Game, it's gambling. Even the simple addition of a scouring orb would be game changing. No mention of any kind of divine sinks. Okay. Yazzie had brought this up a lot, but right now we're at like 500 plus exalts for one divine.
That is stupid as fuck. And you can say, oh, it's the end of the league, it doesn't matter or whatever. It is true that we need a divine sync. We need it 100%.
So something's got to happen with that. No mention of an ascendancy respec. No mention of a one portal death change. No mention of the fix of the clunkiness of mercenary crossbows. Fix of the warrior. Fix of armor. No mention of new classes. No mention of new axe.
Well, now we know that we are going to get the Huntress. But about all the other stuff he's saying, yeah, no mention about any of that. But I would think that these problems are big and they have to be addressed in some way. Maybe the addressing that they do also sucks. But hey, I want to see them at least trying to acknowledge that these are problems, right?
Fixing of the useless waypoints and maps. Like there's one when you come in and there's one like at the very end. That's it. Useless. No mention of map layout changes. No mention of addition of in-game mechanics. No mention of any MTX from POE 1 coming into POE 2. These are the major complaints that a lot of players have. This is what needs to be addressed. Not one single solitary mention about any of this. So hopefully that's coming in the announcement because, again, we hadn't heard anything, but this is typical GGG. We don't hear anything, and then they'll announce a live stream to announce the announcement of the announcement of the announcement, soon TM.
That is exactly what happened. Brother Hawk, that is exactly what happened, dude. They announced with the Huntress teaser that they are going to announce the shit on the 27th. Or at least they gave us a release date for the 4th of April. Which caused a whole new drama with the last Epoch release and all that.
As of this time, we don't have a date. We don't know when it is. They said it's their intention to get it approximately out in 1 month. And the approximate date of that would have been the 22nd or 21st or 28th or something soon, TM. I don't know. I wish they'd give us some idea so that we could plan. So, you know, a lot of people want to take the day off or use their vacation time or whatever when a patch comes out, and we have no idea. Even the boys over at D4 give us a date. You know, Last Epoch guys have given us a date. You know, it's a month away and we got a date. So I don't understand what the deal is unless there's another delay coming, which, you know, could very well be what's happening too. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of voice my opinions on it. I feel like we hadn't talked about POE 2 in a long time because there's no updates. It's certainly not what I wanted in early access is this just 4 months with nothing.
I've been talking a lot about POE 2, but he's right. Like, I have been having to take content out of my ass because there is nothing to talk about in POE 2. I have been digging on the database and on all the streams and all the stuff like that to be able to make videos about this shit. And I also hoped that we were going to get more stuff during the early access. But still, this will be the first big patch. We still have to wait and see what they are going to say, what they are going to release. Maybe it is a huge patch. I am banking on it maybe being a huge patch. Maybe I am coping. I don't know what I think it will be massive, much bigger than people think it will be. And they will be really surprised at how big the patch is going to be. Maybe I am setting up myself up for disappointment. Hope, dude, I think this was a great video. You voice your opinion about what is happening. I think he's a little bit of a doomer, but I understand where he's coming from. You guys know that I love Hawk. He's like a brother of the channel. So I understand where he's coming from. But I am a little bit more optimistic. I think everything will work out just fine. And we will see in the 27th what they announce. And the 4th, with the launch of the game, not the game, the league or the patch or whatever, we will be there playing 100%. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I a clown? Am I a genius? Let me know everything in the comments below. I love reading comments even when they don't agree with me. Also remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Guys, thanks for being here. You guys are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever because this is just a ride.